Unlike the previous 2 episodes of Total Drama Traitors, I will not be telling you whom the traitors are until they either get banished or they take the money at the end. It will remain a secret, add to the suspense. You guys have had such amazing support, and I thank you guys so much. Please don't be afraid to leave a like or subscribe if you like this. I put work into my gaming channel down in the description below. Now, I feel like when they are able to part from the round table, there might be some clicks forming, because this is like the first time they get to compete with each other again. Because none of these characters, except one, but you know, ignore that, never got a second chance. So this could be redemption for them. I have told the traitors, I'm not going to let you know how many there are, but the traitors do know they are traitors. Amy, Sugar, Leonard, and Topher are probably all chilling in the living room. I could see them talking like as a clique together. Amy talking smack about Sammy, Sugar talking smack about Ella. Topher and Leonard just decided that this would be the best like way to like converse, get themselves into some conversations. You already know that Sky, Jasmine, Sean, and Rodney are hitting the gym. And trust me, Rodney's probably over here. Sean's trying to train with his girl, but I think Sky and Jasmine would be talking mad game. You know what? I feel like Dave, little ugly ass, probably going to the gym as well just to try and flex for Sky, but he ends up failing so hard. I do feel like Scarlet, Max, Beardo, Sammy, and Ella, they would all, you know, as a rest, probably just fall out into the game room. Because I won't even lie, I would probably be in the game room. Beardo doing his beatboxing thing, but I'm gonna say he starts talking just like a little bit. He's trying to get into the comfort zone because he knows that, you know, his lack of social skills probably got him clapped last time and he doesn't want to see that again. I feel like eventually Topher and Leonard gets tired of like Amy and Sugar yapping. Topher heads to the gym, Leonard heads to the game room, Sky decides she wants to relax, and then Dave, little creepy Kurt Angle, decides to follow her. And then I feel like Ella probably gets bored of games, goes over there as well. Sean and Jasmine decide to get a snack, and this is when I feel like they talk game. Jasmine looks into Sean's eyes. She's like, Sean, look at me. If you're a traitor, it's okay to let me know. And Sean looks at her and he's like, you know, I'm not a traitor, I'm a faithful. And Jasmine's like, alright, I'm gonna take your word for it. We need to maneuver this game together. If we both truly are faithfuls, then who do you think would probably get chosen? And I feel like from past performances, Sean would probably throw out Rodney's name, Topher's name, Scarlett's name, and Sugar's name. And Jasmine can definitely see all of those being options. I feel like Scarlett and probably Max slip away to talk game just like Sean and Jasmine. And Max is probably like, you know, this is interesting. I, unfortunately, didn't get the pleasure of being one of the traitors, which means they're out there trying to deceive us. Very odd parents. Hold on, let me stop. And Scarlett, she's trying to think about, like, she's trying to get into Chris's head. Who would Chris choose? And she immediately brings up to Max that she thinks he would choose Jasmine, Topher, and Sugar, because those 3 would probably be the best content for his little show. Now, Sammy probably doesn't vibe with the goof troop too much, so she probably like goes to the gym, hang out with Rodney and Topher. I feel like they can be chill with Sammy. And so Beardo and Leonard, they just kind of look at each other, and you know, Leonard's like, you know, we were the first 2 out, low key. How about as faithfuls, we make sure to form a pact, and until we are banished, try and get the traitors. And you know what? I feel like Beardo nods his head yes, and maybe even says something like friend. Ella probably catches up to the ballroom because she does want to see it. I feel like she would like something like that. Sky probably roasts Dave, so him being petty and pathetic, he just goes to the ballroom as well. Sugar, I feel like your ass cheeks are definitely about to be imprinted on that couch. That's all you're gonna do. You're gonna sit here like a broken sim that needs to be resetted. Wahoo! Flarbin, like, I'm not here for that, Sugar. Do something else. Sammy, probably done with them, probably catches up to Sean and Jasmine. Interrupts a little bit game talk, but Jasmine doesn't mind because she's kind of happy to see Sammy. She's like, you know, Sammy, looking at you, I trust you, you're faithful. Your sister might be a traitor, however. She says, however, my main focus is kind of on Leonard and Beardo, because they're talking with each other right now, and that's odd of them to form a pact. But then Sammy, being a really big fan of the show, reminds Jasmine, keeps her in check a little bit, that Leonard and Tammy immediately tried forming alliances in the Redonkulous race, so this shouldn't be anything new to her. And Jasmine kind of, like, alright, I'll back up a bit. You're making sense right now, let me hold on. But this is when I feel like everyone must now go to their cots, go to their bedrooms, their dorms, whatever you wish to call it, cause the traitors must now make a decision on who to murder. One by one, they will head to the kitchen. Well, all of them but one, of course, cause someone got eliminated in the middle of the night by some scandalous traitors. The first two people to enter the kitchen, congratulations, Scarlet and Max. I feel like everyone is probably going to be sussing them anyway, so for them to automatically be there since the beginning, just add a little bit of fuel to the fire. I feel like Max drinks like oat milk. Nasty ass. I always gotta call you Bling Bling Boy until you get rid of that triple chin. I don't know who lined up your shit, but they did terrible. This is why you can't go to Supercuts. Do not get your hair cut at Walmart. This is what it looked like. My man Caillou has better hair than that. Jasmine, Sammy, and Sean all walking through the doors at the same time, happy they're not dead. But seeing Max and Scarlet, they look up at the board of people and they're like, oh, alright, someone's about to get clapped. So while they eat on toast and eggs, walking down the hall, getting into the lunchroom, is Beardo, Leonard, and Ella, which means 6 people are still not counted for. They're starting to get worried. The glamour people, Topher and Sugar, unfortunately make their way through. Everyone's kind of looking at Sammy because Amy's still not here. Sky and Dave, essentially a little bit of a pair, still not here. And Rodney Loverboy still not here. But they don't gotta worry because Sky and Dave both walk through that door. They're surprised. They're happy to see each other. Flabbergasted to see mostly everyone here. And the last one walking through those doors. And I'm not even sure if I'm happy to say it. I know there's one person about to be super mad at me, always telling me he's robbed. But Amy, you are the last one walking through the door. Rodney unfortunately got his letter. You have been murdered by the traitors. R.I.P. my dude. They might have made a mistake because, they do have to do challenges to earn money, and Rodney's a strong person. Now, everyone looking at each other kind of flabbergasted like. And so there might be a couple glances at each other, but I don't think anyone says anything too strong in public right now. And at the end of the day, it is just kind of Rodney. No one had like super emotional attachment, and also no one had a super reason to hate him. But I do think that Dave would say Rodney kind of harassed the girls, so it wouldn't surprise me if the majority of traitors were girls. And that's why he is now gone. And everyone kind of looks at Dave, and Sugar's like, I'm a girl and I could have told you that. Yuck. I'm like, Sugar, shut your ass up. I'm tired of you. Get out of frame. Stop it. Eat your potato chips, bitch. So I feel like when Jasmine, Sammy, Sean, and Ella are alone, Jasmine's like, alright, so I'm pretty sure Amy's not the traitor, and I'm also pretty sure neither is Sammy. And Sammy kind of looks at her a little bit surprised, and she's like, oh, how do you know that? What did I do? She's like, well, it's not what you did, it's the fact you're alive. Because if Amy was the traitor, you'd be dead right now. For sure, guaranteed. If you were the traitor, Amy would be dead right now. For sure, guaranteed. Sean and Ella looks at Jasmine, they're like, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense. And Sammy's like, well, I promise I'm not the traitor. And she did heavily think that Amy was the traitor, but now thinking about it, she kind of agrees with Jasmine that it doesn't make sense that she would still be alive if Amy was the traitor. And I feel like they're not the only ones to come up with this conclusion. I feel like in private, Max and Scarlet might talk a little bit of game with Topher, just cause he's kind of a free agent and Scarlet knows that, and Scarlet kinda believes he isn't a traitor, cause that would be too on the nose. So Scarlet kinda mentions about her Sammy and Amy theory, and Topher does kind of agree with this, but he kind of thinks outside the box, and he's like, well, what if Amy is smart enough to know that if she kills Sammy, everyone would know that, so she isn't killing Sammy. And Scarlet kind of knows that Amy is an emotional player, and if she was the traitor, she definitely would clap Sammy at like first opportunity. So she kind of has a light bulb pop above her head, and she's like, let me and Max talk for a second. How about you go talk to Dave and Sky, make sure see who they're planning to vote. They're probably in the gym. Dave's still trying to get gains. The only person gaining is Sugar, and that's Wait. So then I feel like Scarlet looks at Max and she's like, holy shit, Topher's the traitor. Topher's the traitor and Amy's the traitor. Because Topher is protecting Amy mad hard. And no one in this game has a reason to protect anyone really unless they're super close. Especially not Topher and Amy. Speaking of Topher, I feel like he goes to Sky and Dave and he's like, I can't even lie. Scarlet kind of weirded me out. Because she's telling me that the traitor can't be Amy, but I'm almost sure it is, so why would Scarlet be defending Amy like that? So then I feel like he's gonna go tell Sugar, but then when Sky and Dave go to talk to others about this, Jasmine probably pulls Sky aside, Dave waiting, maybe even eavesdropping. He's probably eavesdropping. And she's like, hey, I kind of came up with a pretty good solution that Amy and Sammy are most likely good. And Sky's like, oh, that's weird. Topher just told me the exact opposite thing. And this is when I feel like the inconvenient round table happens for them. Now, immediately, I do not feel like any time is wasted. Scarlet is 100% them. She's him. She doesn't care about hurting people's feelings, and she just says it flat out, Topher, I don't necessarily know why you would throw your game out there so fast, but I almost positive that you are a traitor. We caught you hanging around Amy quite a bit. You defended Amy for almost no reason, and the only people you've been hanging around with are Sugar, Amy, and that's about it. You are the kind of person that would eliminate Rodney, so if you want to try and prove me why you're not a traitor, this is now the time. And Topher, he's a little bit shocked, a little bit flabbergasted. His ego got popped a little bit. He's like, it doesn't make sense. If I was traitor, I think everyone can probably agree Rodney wouldn't be my first target. I'm not gonna say who would be my target just in case, but I'm pretty sure everyone can agree I wouldn't target Rodney first. Now, this is when Jasmine kind of pipes in, putting the nail in the coffin that, hey, I also kind of came up with the same theory. And Amy's like, wait, so y'all think I'm a traitor? And Scarlet just kind of nods and she's like, well, alright then, but you're gonna be disappointed when Topher is a faithful and I'm a faithful. And now Ella, Sean, Sky, everyone's like, whoa. You're saying that Topher's a faithful, like you're both covering for each other. This is super weird. And I think by the end of it, unfortunately, Topher, you have received the most votes. He's mad, he's disappointed. He's like, Scarlet, you stupid. Y'all some followers, you guys can't trust what Scarlet says, cause I am a faithful, and that is true. Unfortunately, Topher, you are banished from the castle. They did you dirty, and everyone's looking at each other very disappointed. I think Scarlet kind of looks at Amy and she's like, oh, maybe I was wrong. And Max quickly realizes that people might target Scarlet, so he quickly, says Scarlet simply had to take a guess on something that Jasmine agreed with, by the way, so we should not hold this against Scarlet or Jasmine. We had nothing to go off of, and with the basis and evidence we had of for only 2 days we've been here, this is the only conclusion we could come out of without making it personal. And with that, they all go to bed, except 3 of the traitors staying up an extra hour to murder. Next morning, there's sausage, eggs, grit, pancakes, hash browns, the entire yard. However, someone will not be able to eat you know what? Just to add some extra suspicion onto them, once again, Scarlet and Max, the first one at breakfast, followed shortly by Amy and Sammy, twins immediately getting there. I bet they probably all talk about last night, how they messed up. And Scarlet, looking at them, she has a pretty good feeling, and she kind of trusts to tell them this. I think it might be Beardo and Leonard. And they look at her a little bit surprised, and she's like, well, look at last season. B was a traitor because he was so under the radar, and that's probably what Beardo is doing now. And I feel like Max, hears this, and he's like, I agree with you, but I don't think you should tell anyone else this because you've already said a person's name and it was wrong. So what if you got out Beardo and it was wrong again? That would look terrible on you. And so I feel like while Amy and Sammy bicker about something useless, Max whispers over to Scar and he's like, I'll tell someone about the Beardo and Leonard plan, but you gotta talk to Sky and Sean. I'm almost positive one of them are a traitor and they both won this game anyway. So if they are a traitor or even like a hint at a traitor, let's just get them out because they don't deserve to win. And Scarlet kind of already had suspicion of a winner being a traitor anyway. So she's like, alright, bet. Speaking of Beardo and Leonard, both of them, congratulations, able to eat this delicious breakfast. Along with Sugar, Dave, and Ella, which means we have the final three. Everyone is now really in shock because these are three major competitors. For one of them to be cut this short is very surprising. But the last two coming back are Sean and Jasmine, which means Sky, you have unfortunately received the letter. Under the orders of the traitors, you have been murdered. And immediately Dave is shocked because Dave, kind of had arguments with Sky or disagreement, but I don't think he would want to just go straight and murder her. However, Sugar has the exact opposite opinion. She's like, well, I literally just saw Dave arguing with Sky yesterday and the day before. So, it might be Dave. Not to mention, Rodney tried rizzing up Sky. And Dave probably hated that, so he probably murdered Rodney too. And Dave's like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up now. I'm a faithful, and so you targeting me is crazy suspicious. Not to mention, you voted and publicly voiced your opinion on agreeing to get Rodney out. And by Rodney, I mean Topher. She didn't stop it all to get Topher out. She's like, well, everyone basically voted him. I talked to him and I even thought he was guilty. And Dave, I feel like he's not doing this. He has to go. Ella, seeing Dave not only hurt that Sky is gone, but he's getting accused for her murder, Ella probably consoles him. And I feel like while everyone does their thing, hearing Dave cry or whimper, something pathetic like that, I feel like Sammy and Jasmine and Sean probably check in on him. And since he's so sad, they genuinely believe he is not a traitor, at least not of it right now. And yeah, everyone talks a little bit of game, but I don't think it's nothing major by the time they get to the round table. And I feel like due to how Sugar handled the situation, whenever they have to start talking, I feel like Dave immediately points the finger at Sugar, and Sugar points it right back, stating the same reason, and Dave once again voices his opinion that he did not kill her, he wouldn't kill her. Sammy's like, I personally definitely believe Dave, and Ella says, yes, I talked to him the entire day basically. He was very saddened, he was very distraught. And Sugar is now a little bit flabbergasted herself. She's like, oh, I see what's going on here. Y'all about vote me out. Well, go ahead if you want to, but you're voting a faithful out. Doesn't bother me none to see y'all suckers lose money. And with that, I think it probably just nails in the coffin. I'm so sorry, Sugar. Not really, though. She's like, once again, y'all got fooled. Y'all got led like some herded sheep because I am a faithful, and that is the truth. 4 people eliminated from this game, and for all they know, there could be 5 traitors out there. And Dave's like, well, I'm a little bit mad we didn't get a traitor, but she was being mean anyway. She had cold heart. All she did, sit in the living room, eat Lay's. eat Oreos. And I feel like as everyone goes to their bedroom, Jasmine and Sean has like a last word. And she's like, if Sammy dies, I think I know who it is, but I'll tell you tomorrow. And tomorrow is upon us, someone receiving the horrible letter. It is not Beardo or Leonard, however. And immediately seeing each other at the table, they dab each other up, they happy. Dave, even though he's at breakfast, he's still not happy. He's sad, he's a little bit angry, very angry. He wants to know who the traitors are, who would clap Sky. Pause. It wasn't Scarlet or Max, probably. Wasn't Ella, Sammy, or Amy, probably. One of these people definitely about to be cleared up as a faithful, and that person is Sean, because he just got murdered, meaning he is a faithful. They lost him, and Jasmine, just like Dave, is now in shock, very sad. And now she's confused, because now she has no idea who it is. But she knows that her and Sean both have connections with people, and she doesn't think they would break those connections so early. So it has to be someone who doesn't really care about her or Sean. And she comes up with the conclusion of Max, Scarlet, Dave, and Amy. Beardo and Leonard, she kinda thinks it might be them, but she also feels like the other four are probably way higher potential of being the traitor. So like I said, she mad. Now Sammy and Ella are probably now her number ones, and so she probably, huddles them together, she trusts them, and she brings up the idea of who she thinks it probably is. She doesn't think it's Amy because Sammy would have been clapped already, and she thinks that it's probably Scarlet or Max, because not a lot of people would tolerate Amy being alive, low-key. So she thinks that Scarlet and Max make up the majority of traitors, or it's either Max and Amy or Scarlet and Amy. And Ella, kinda agrees because she says Scarlet and Max, they hang around each other like almost all the time. And Jasmine's like, here, you know what? Beardo and Leonard kind of stick to themselves. How about you try talking to them? So I feel like that is what she does. And she's like, Leonard, Beardo, I think I can trust you guys. And Leonard's, obviously like, salutations. You will find nothing but faithfuls here. You are safe among us. And she's like, well, there's a couple of us that believe it is Scarlet or Max. And Leonard is immediately like, yes, I sense evil upon them. They got Sugar out. I didn't vote for Sugar. I liked Sugar. And Sugar was a faithful. They voted her. One of them, maybe both of them, has to be it. Now, I feel like Jasmine probably wants to talk to Dave since they both lost someone. And I feel like Amy and Sammy probably meet up somewhere and they start arguing again. Amy's like, I wish I was a traitor and you were a faithful so I could have killed you. And Sammy's like, that's a horrible thing to say. I don't even want to talk to you, bro. Leave me alone. And Dave obviously, says he's sorry for Sean going. And then Jasmine obviously apologizes for Sky and stuff, and they feel bad. And this is now the time for the round table. And I won't even lie, I think Max and Scarlet probably have their back pinned up against the walls. Jasmine immediately stating that her and a lot of the others do think it's either you, Scarlet, or you, Max. And Scarlet says, immediately she understands why you think she would be a traitor, but she can guarantee you she isn't, as the moves the traitors are making are very sloppy, and she's almost very close to cracking the code of who it is. She just needs a little more time. She says, I am risking myself by even saying that publicly, but trust me, keep me around and you will have answers you need to have. And Jasmine and Ella and Dave are like, that's cool in our Scarlet. That's cool in all, Scarlet, but how can we trust you? Like, how do we know your word is whatever? You won't even give us a name. And Scarlet's like, well, if you want a name, I shall provide you one. I have studied the house guests among us. I watched how they talk, who they talk to, how they played, and after observing every one of you, I can almost safely say I know who at least 2 traitors are. There might be more, but I'm almost positive 99% of one, and I'm very smart. You guys should trust me. And Jasmine's like, who, bruh? And Scarlet simply says, well, due to everything I've seen, the only other traitor that is so obvious that I know that they're a traitor is the dude beside me, Max. And Max is, flabbergasted. He about to pop like popcorn. Beanos is angry. He's like, Scarlet, what do you mean, bruh? She's like, well, Max, everyone who's been gone so far has been in your favor. You've defended me. You have told me in my ear many times to plant seeds. And every time we've gotten someone out, it is wrong. You haven't really shown any remorse for that. You haven't said a name that actually counts for something. If Max is not the traitor, I will willingly let you guys vote me next time for banishment. No questions asked. I will not defend myself. That is how sure I am that Max is a traitor. And Max, he can give whatever speech he can, but at the end, I don't think it saves him. I think everyone is willing to take that risk. And Max is like, I can't believe y'all would do something this stupid. Scarlet, I can't believe you would do something this selfish, this naive. You don't understand the integrity of the game. It will be much boring without me. I am a traitor. In which he was indeed. Scarlet pushes up her glasses Simon style, Baika style, as Max walks along and everyone looks at Scarlet wide-eyed. And she's like, just in case I die tonight due to my brains, you guys are welcome for the first traitor being out. I accept your apology. And I believe the other two traitors are Amy and Ella. That's all I gotta say. And Amy, hella surprised. Ella, hella surprised. Amy's like, yeah, I think we should vote Sammy next. I agree with Scarlet. And Scarlet's like, well, do whatever you have to. I'm positive Jasmine is not a traitor. Everyone else is up for debate. And with that, the remaining surviving guests go to the bedroom, and now the traitors can either choose to kill someone tonight or to recruit someone. And they are about to find out at breakfast. To her own surprise, Scarlet is in the kitchen alive, and now she's thinking hard. She's like, I'm alive. So that either means Jasmine or Dave about to walk through the door dead, or they recruited, which was in the rules. Beardo and Leonard showing up as a pair, as they should. Bros for life. Amy and Sammy walking through the door, already arguing. Like, what are you even arguing about, bro? It's like 8 a.m. Give it a rest. Followed by Ella, which means it's either Dave or Jasmine. One of them got murdered. And to almost no one's surprise, Dave walks through the door, but then to everyone's surprise, so does Jasmine. And Jasmine's like, everyone, I have some news to announce to you right now. Last night, the traitors tried to recruit me, and I said no. You guys can either suss me out right now if you want, but I am doing this to hopefully entrust in you guys that I am not a traitor. Just like Scarlet said. And immediately I feel like Scarlet talks to Beardo and Leonard, and she's like, the fact that Jasmine said this, just publicly stated it, she's the kind of person that would realize that when no one is dead, everyone would realize someone got recruited. And Scarlet's like, I told everyone yesterday Jasmine is innocent. Who would else be a better option to recruit than Jasmine? And this makes sense to Beardo. He's like, oh, yeah, that makes, hella sense. And Leonard, he's like, well, Scarlet just got out Max, who is a traitor. So, I kind of believe her when it's with Jasmine. Feel like Ella's probably consoling Dave again. I wouldn't even mind if they start doing like romantic thing. They finally get together. Sky's gone. No need to interfere. Ella doing that nursing back to health thing with Dave. And Dave is kind of, thinking to Ella, I don't think you're a traitor at all, Ella. I feel like you wouldn't be able to lie to me. And I feel like Leonard and Beardo just don't have enough connections for both of them to make it this far without at least one of them being a traitor. And Ella, she was thinking about, and she would prefer that the traitor be like someone like Amy or Scarlet. But she does realize that, you're right, Dave. So by the time the round table comes up, I feel like there's 2 names being discussed. Actually 3. Jasmine, Beardo, and Leonard. And Jasmine's like, well, I already kind of expected. Me telling everyone this might get me targeted. I was hoping y'all would believe me because I'm honestly a faithful. And when Dave says he thinks it's Beardo or Leonard, Scarlett's like, yeah, Dave, I understand your logic there, but I think you have a bias towards Jasmine since you guys bonded over losing your loved one. And then I feel like Amy hardcore defends Jasmine as well. She's like, no, I don't think Jasmine's a traitor at all. And by Amy, I meant Sammy. Sammy's like, I don't think, Jasmine's a traitor at all. She's got my back. She's 100% a faithful. And then Amy's like, well, I think Sammy and Jasmine are working together and we should vote them out. Scarlett, Amy, Beardo, and Leonard vote Jasmine. Jasmine, Sammy, Dave, and Ella vote Beardo. It is a tie, which means the 6 house guests who are not a part of the tie will now re-vote after, maybe like 2 more minutes of discussion, in which I feel like Dave would flip on the re-vote, meaning Jasmine unfortunately has the most votes. Dave wanting to prove to Scarlett that he is not biased in any way, shape, or form. And Jasmine's like, I wasn't lying to you guys about me being recruited for a traitor, and I wasn't lying to you guys about me being a faithful, because I did reject the letter. Good luck to you guys, do whatever you want, I'm gone. And just like that, she was banished. The final 7, once again, kinda angry. Leonard and Beardo, I feel like at this time now would be like, well, just to make everyone clear, Scarlett came to us saying it was Jasmine. And Dave, he's probably really angry at himself now for voting for Jasmine. And now he probably definitely thinks it's either Beardo or Leonard. Everyone going to bed. Someone will be resting for eternity. Beardo and Leonard once again making it through the doors. And you know what? Let's do another pair. Amy and Sammy once more. Scarlett, Dave, and Ella being targeted. One of them more than the other. Ella coming back, which means it is Scarlett versus Dave. And the person to perish is unfortunately you, Dave. You probably just seemed like too innocent to be kept alive because everyone probably already knew you were a faithful. In which this is the time I feel like Sammy goes to Ella and starts selling Amy's name hardcore. In which I feel like Ella and Sammy both going to Leonard as well. And even though I think Scarlett recognizes that these 4 are in a room, she goes to Amy and she's like, I think we should vote Sammy together on this. Amy's like, oh, alright, yeah, I like your plan. We'll do it. And so when Roundtable comes, instead of like immediately saying, let's vote Sammy, Scarlett waits to hear if they were talking about her being out or Amy being out. And to her relief, they say, yeah, we're almost positive it's Amy being out. She can't kill Sammy because, it'd be too obvious. Topher was right all along, apparently. And Scarlett is like, that is exactly the same conclusion I came up with as well. And Amy, just mad saying, no, it's Sammy. It's Sammy. Trust me, it's Sammy. Vote Sammy. Just hating so hard, but it doesn't matter. She got the votes unanimously. She's angry. She's, still swearing, at Sammy for no reason. Well, actually, there is a reason, because Sammy was right. Amy is a traitor. She almost made it to the final 5, the finale night, but she was cut short. Scarlett, Beardo, Ella, Sammy, Leonard, all of them sighing breath of relief because they know that tomorrow is finale night, which all 5 of them now stand together as they vote. Do they continue the game? Is there still a traitor? Or do they end it? Is everyone a faithful? Beardo voted to end the game. Leonard voted to end the game. Sammy voted to end the game. Ella also voted to end the game, in which Scarlett says, hell no, continue this. Run it again. No way Chris only made 2 traitors. Jasmine tried to be recruited, but she wasn't a traitor. However, Amy was a traitor. Amy and Max are both confirmed traitors, which would explain why I'm alive, but it doesn't explain why Ella and Sammy are alive. Someone must have been in Max's and Amy's ear telling them not to kill one the other. And like I've stated before, I believe that someone has to be getting protected. Now this is difficult because any one of you could be protecting each other. I'm the only one not being protected. It's either Leonard protecting Beardo or vice versa, or Sammy protecting Ella or vice versa. Now, unfortunately, Sammy, because Jasmine was an attempted recruit, I don't see a reason why Amy would try to recruit Jasmine by herself, because Amy probably would have recruited me and no one else. You are the only person I can see that would personally reach out to recruit Jasmine. Leonard, Beardo, you guys have to know I'm a faithful. I've been trying my hardest to get faithfuls to the end and get all traitors out. Vote Sammy, and if she is not the traitor, I will let you guys vote me. Ella and Sammy, vote Scarlet. However, the other three, vote Sammy. And Sammy, you know, she's on a little bit of the verge of tears, but at the same time, she's like, you know, I played a great game. I made it here. I tried my best to be the best faithful I could. But that is so hard to do when you're a traitor. In which, yep, she is indeed a traitor. An extremely sad sight to see. Scarlet is so proud of herself. Leonard and Beardo are so happy. And Scarlet's like, Beardo, Leonard, because you did that, I trust you now. I don't think either of you are traitors. Ella, I don't think you're a traitor either. I think you've just been floating through this game, being protected by others. You wouldn't kill Sky, or Sean, or Jasmine. Your strategy would have been very much so different. So because of that, I'm voting to end the game. If you guys want to continue, you guys can. Beardo votes to end the game, along with Leonard. It all comes down to Ella's vote, and Ella has decided to end the game, which means everyone will now reveal their positions, starting with Ella first. Ella, she is very happy that she made it far with you guys. She hopes she didn't make a mistake. She's sorry to the friends she lost along the way, but she's happy to announce she is a faithful. Feel like Beardo does a happy little beatbox thing hearing this, as it is his turn, you know, after like a little, you know, some beatboxing. Faithful. In which that is what he is, which means it comes down to Leonard and Scarlet. Leonard is so happy that his bro is a faithful. He dabs Beardo up. He's like, just like my homie, I am also a faithful. Now, this is when I feel like the three of them start having beads of sweat looking at Scarlet. Scarlet looks at them, you know, she kind of smirks and she's like, you know what, you guys? I would have personally preferred to have more money to myself, but I know I couldn't convince any of you to keep eliminating each other. So I guess we'll have to split it 4 ways because I am also a faithful. Which means congratulations to Beardo, Leonard, Scarlet, and Ella. You guys did amazing. You sniped the faithfuls at the very end. You get to share the cash prize. You guys definitely redeemed yourself. Just keep in mind, all of this is only my opinion. If you guys like this, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It's a huge help to the channel. My gaming stuff is pretty fire. Link down in the description below. And I dare every single one of you to have a good day.